Hi my loves, my name is Felicia Morgan and welcome to my channel. Here I talk about faith, healing, and self-worth. So if you are on your healing journey, you're just starting, or you're in the middle of it and you're like, this feels lonely and hard, this is the place you should be. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and let's get into today's video. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that took me by shock when I started my healing journey. It was hard, it was frustrating, I didn't understand, and I just was really thrown off by the whole process. What I am talking about is rebuilding my faith and reestablishing my relationship with God and going to church. Like all of that combined, it was just a lot in the beginning especially. Now the reason why this was hard because some of what I had dealt with in my toxic situation was spiritual abuse, meaning that somebody was using the word and somebody was using my faith in order to manipulate me. That's why my faith became hard, but also it was confusing to me because I knew and I could testify that I made it out of that situation because of God's grace, because of his hand on my life, because he delivered me out of that situation. I knew that. It was only because of him I made it out. However, going to church was incredibly hard. I would get to church and I'd be like, the pastor too charismatic. What are they doing behind the scenes? Y'all doing too much with the music. I don't like these people. It was hard to pray. I would not be motivated to get out of bed. I would be curled up and just want to sleep all day. So my time with God did not look like it used to. It didn't feel like it used to. I felt very distant from God. And so if that is you, if you have experienced spiritual abuse or just being on your healing journey, you realize like it's not the same. You had these trust issues with God just like you do with people now. I want to encourage you, nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with your faith. You just have to renew your mind and get a new perspective on it. Instead of running away from your faith, I want to encourage you to embrace this new journey with God where you're able, look at it as an opportunity that now you can learn about God and his true character and who he really is and how he really sees you and how he really wants you to be a daughter of God and what real relationship with him should be like and how it should feel. It shouldn't feel guilty and coerced and manipulated. It should feel like freedom. So while you're taking this opportunity to see God in a new light, of course, I always like to also give you some tips that are practical to help you along the way. First being prayer. Let God meet you where you are. Whether you are in the car, whether you are still curled up in a ball in your bed or on the couch crying your eyes out, or you just feel very numb, like let God meet you where you are and just open up the communication there. Journal if you need to. I couldn't get out of bed, but I could talk to God underneath the covers. He's there. He's there with you in that moment. So allow him to meet you there. But just open up the lines and know it doesn't have to be so formal. It doesn't have to be 3 hours. Just make the time what it can be. Next, be honest about your feelings because he is not afraid, okay? He knows everything that happened and he knows where you are now. But allow yourself to be vulnerable with him and allow yourself to be honest. Say, look, I'm having a hard time with this. Look, I'm having a hard time trusting leadership at church now. I'm having a hard time like believing this part about your word. Invite him in. God is not afraid of our questions. I feel like I say this all the time now, but being able to link with other believers will definitely make a difference in your progress. So while I had a hard time getting up and going to church, what I can do is get up and get to my sister's house and then ride to church with her family. Do what you can to link with other believers, people that you trust, and allow them to hold your hand as you take this new journey. And lastly, read your word. Now, this is the part where I'm still working on it myself, but don't feel like you have to have a performance. Don't feel like you gotta read a book of the Bible every day, but read what you can. Read what you need. If something pops up in my spirit, I've read the book of Daniel, Esther, the book of Ephesians to like remind me of my identity, or there were scriptures about God's kindness that were really hitting me at one point in time. So I would go back and read those and meditate on those and really focus on what it showed me about God's character, his kindness towards me. Like, whatever you need, go to it in your word and meditate on it. Study it. Let it sink into your heart. Not as a performance. Let God speak to you through his word. Again, if you need some accountability with that, ask somebody else to read their word with you or to go to a study group. But allow God's word to renew your mind about what you understand about him. Okay, so as always, that's what I have for you today. I hope that meant something for you. I hope you have something that you could hold on to. Remember, take this as an opportunity to experience God in a new way and invite him into where you are. If you know somebody else that needs to hear this word, go ahead and share this with them. And if you didn't do it in the beginning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way I can see you in the next video, okay? All right, thanks for joining me today. See you in the next one. Bye.